Hello, how are you doing today? Today I want to speak about this concept of demand and supply. I know in secondary school we learned in economics that where there's demand, then people make supply. So in other words, whatever commodities or services were in demand, those are the ones that would have supply. In the society, I get to hear a lot of criticisms about the youths. Maybe the ladies are in this hookup culture, in other words, prostitution, and the guys are into crime and all that. And you hear these things from seemingly responsible or responsible looking adults. They say these things with a frown, they're really angry, they are sometimes even pious or religious. But that's just a facade, right? That's just a mirage. That's just a mask that they wear. Because if you want to fix a problem that is recurring, you have to wonder why that particular problem keeps on recurring. If the youths, if the females keep on dressing skimpily or they get into body enhancements to look more erotic, they're not just doing those things because they felt like doing those things. If there is no demand for such tendencies, then they're wasting their money doing all those things, right? There used to be this mathematics competition. I think it was run by a milk company, and the prize, the financial reward for winning that competition was pretty low compared to when you see the price for something like the Big Brother Africa or Big Brother Nigeria, or even Project Fame. That was entertainment. And you would wonder why the continent is in the place it is. If we tend to reward entertainment or we tend to reward some lifestyle show more than we reward intellectual properties or erudite prowess, what do you think the youth would now tend to? Another thing that may seem less obvious is the fact that these so-called responsible-looking old men would DM or send direct messages to ladies and have nothing else to say apart from flattery or advances, sexual advances, right? And then on the surface, you keep on hearing that ladies are not trying to work hard, that they don't do anything, they're just into hookup culture, aka prostitution. How do you think these ladies consistently wake up when they were kids and went to secondary schools and all that, went to the university, and did not see any reward for hard work? But meanwhile, they could make a living just selling their bodies. And then on the surface, these so-called responsible looking adults will complain. And everybody starts insulting the ladies as opposed to wondering why they are doing those things, why they're investing in another route to making money. We should stop this nonsense facade because as Africans, we don't even have the luxury to be engaging in such stupid jokes. And I'm calling it stupid jokes because if we want to be serious about fixing a problem, then we should actually fix the problem. When people come to your DMs, when these elderly people that are well-to-do come to your DMs, they should be able to support what you're doing. They should be able to support hard work, ethical effort, and then you'll see the whole society will transform. Because if you keep on putting out goods that nobody wants, then you would one day stop selling those goods and look for what is profitable, right? It's common sense. So I don't think that we should look out for the ladies and start insulting them and all that when what they are doing is profitable, as compared to if they put their effort into starting up a business and nobody funds them. In fact, when you talk to these well-to-do elderly people, I'm using men in particularly, they will start speaking all the English in this life, telling you, oh, what's your SWOT analysis and all that. Just wait till they are trying to tell you about sexual advantages. Then they will not ask you anything. And the monies they are ready to invest in having access to your body is way more compared to even the money that you were asking as a loan for a worthwhile business. So that's why we have a lot of things in the mess, because the demands that these responsible looking people are making are not those that tend towards ethical work life. They tend more towards a decay in character, and thereby spoiling the society at large. All we see are the women or the ladies, but we don't want to point a finger to the men. It is unhealthy. It is not good. And funnily enough, if the business ventures or career paths that these ladies are into are booming, in other words, if there is a lot of investment into those things, you find out that there'll be less societal or moral decadence. But it's as though these guys in power enjoy the state of womanhood being deteriorated. And so they keep on ensuring that there is not enough economic growth that is based on ethical work, so that they can have access to these ladies. Because if actually they're doing well, the tendencies are they're not going to give in to your advances. So let us try to look for the actual culprits and deal with them correctly instead of bastardizing the character of women. Thank you.